In the world today, what we see is the perfect picture of perfect lives all around us. And with social media, we see everybody being super happy and super successful and doing their thing and all of that. And for me, it hasn't always been that way. I had a period in my life, well, not that many years ago actually, it was maybe 10, 12, 13 years ago. And in those days, I consider that period to be the dark period of my life, the black period of my life. And I went from being very successful with four different companies. One of them was model agency, then I had a production company, then it was my photography, and so and then I had a TV program as well. Oh, I had a magazine as well. So yeah, five different companies, and all very successful. To almost overnight, going to two of these companies going almost bankrupt, and if I was going through that again today, I would actually have put them in bankruptcy. That would have been the smart choice, but I was too proud to do that, so I went through the hard way. And at the same time, I was going through a divorce with the mother of my son, and so it was a very tough period. And on top of it all, there was one of my best friends at the time that actually cheated me from one of the companies and stole a lot of money. So I was actually in debt of a lot of money. And so I felt that all this was too much, and I felt that I knew there was something more available in the world, and I just did not know what it was, and I had enough. And one night I was in Stockholm walking my little dog Twiggy, and it was a cold winter night, and I really felt I had enough, and I was thinking, well, shall I go left to the bridge and just jump from the bridge and kill myself? Or do I go upstairs, leave the dog, and then turn right instead and go to this clinic and ask them to lock me up for my own safety, and try and see what else I could do with my life? And that's exactly what I chose. So I was in this clinic for 2 months, and I actually asked them to not let me out. The result was very interesting because I was on heavy medication and whatever, and it was really tough back then. What I then realized afterwards, once I actually started discovering some tools that from Access Consciousness, actually, that I could actually, ask the universe and receive what I wanted, and started creating my life based on these tools. And before I knew it, I started having a new studio. I had to sell my previous one. I started having new clients, and I started traveling the world. And very quickly after that, Profoda called me, and that came from one evening spent with dear friends for dinner. And they were just showing me some pictures of their latest trip to Mexico, and it all looked very nice. And the thing that came up for me was, wow, I've been traveling for 2 years now. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to travel more. I want to travel more around the world and explore countries I've never seen before. And I want to do that, inspiring people and bringing photography to everybody in a totally different way. And that's when Profoda called me, actually, and that's what I started doing. I started traveling the world, visiting countries that I've never seen before, that I'd always wanted to visit. And that was the way back, so to speak, or in fact not back at all. It was the way forward into creating something that was totally different. So where I'm going with all this is that, life doesn't always seem to be fun and whatever. But if you're willing to just take another point of view and look at things from another angle, and as a photographer, you can easily do that. Just take the example of your camera. You just change the point of view of your camera, and you get a totally different picture. And it's the same with your life. Just change your point of view, move the angle from where you're seeing things, and you will see them in a different light, in a different way, in a different reality. And if you're willing to do that, if you're strong enough to do that, and I'm sure that you are, because I'm pretty sure that everybody's strong enough to do that, it's just a matter of choosing it and wanting to choose it and change things around, then you can change things that are not working for you. You can create the life that you really want. You can create the business that you really want. And we all go through hard times. We all do. and that's okay too. Don't judge it either. It's all part of the great adventure of life. It just keeps going up and down and turns. So embrace and enjoy even those times that we tend to judge so strongly, that could actually be turning into something amazing and magic.